Hi there. I wanted to spend just a teeny bit of time and a quick video on PowerPoint. Most of my science classes have been converted into PowerPoint because it's a really easy way to go through a whole lot of information really fast. And it also allows me to link in videos and pictures and things like that. But it can be also, when students do presentations, some are really awesome and some need some help. So I'm going to show you kind of the worst one. I'll fess up, I made that. Imagine you're sitting and you see this. That's terrible. First of all, it's super tiny. And it's way, way, way too much information for me to read out to you. And you can tell they just cut and paste, because if you look, like we got science, like there's links in there. That's just says the person copy and pasted. So this is really bad. You don't ever want to do that. We can make it a little bit better when it looks like that. So here are my body systems. And then as you're doing your presentation, you're going to be saying, okay, the circulatory system, that's made up of the heart and the veins and the arteries and your lungs, and it transports material around the body. The digestive system. The digestive system breaks down food into small enough particles that it can get into your blood system. Super simple, and you explain each one. You don't want them to be reading everything. You want to give them some information. Okay, so it's not bad. So talking about the circulatory system, here's a lovely slide. Okay, so it transports material around the body, and there's a picture, and then you can talk about the picture, right? You can point to it, you can explain what's going on. Perfect. I'd be quite happy with that. Now, once you're done your presentation, and if you have some spare time, you can kick it up a notch. You do this, and with a little bit of animation, you can add that it's the circulatory system does it, and then you can also animate your diagram. Now, you don't want to animate everything because then it gets silly, but every once in a while to, change things up a bit, you can do that. Here's a slide that I got from another presentation. It's not bad. I mean, it's got kind of really cool graphic here, and it's kind of nice that it matches, the black background here. But to me, this just looks like somebody is going to read this word for word off the slide. Again, I can read that. I can skim that way faster than you're going to talk. You don't want to do that. You want to do just little bits and then leave it for the presentation to provide everything. So I took this one and ta-da. So the brain, there are involuntary functions. And those are things like your heart rate, your breathing, your blood pressure. Those are things you can't control, but your brain does on your own. Voluntary functions would be things like walking and movement. Okay, if you can decide to do it, if you think about doing it, and it doesn't happen when you're sleeping, then that's probably voluntary. Involuntary things are things that keep going if you are asleep or unconscious. So then you explain each one of these. Cauliflower is in there because apparently your brain's about the size of a cauliflower. Here's an example from a presentation I did on circulation. Now, the stuff I give you, because we need the information, is way more wordy than it actually should be. If I was doing a presentation, not teaching, instead of having all of this information, I would just have red blood cells. These are the components of the body system, or the blood. So red blood cells, white blood cells, platelets, and plasma. Okay, and then I would tell you what the red blood cells do. Okay, they're the ones that they look like a little donut without a hole in it, and they have a chemical called hemoglobin, and their biggest job is to carry oxygen around. White blood cells are much bigger, not as common, and those are the ones that are used to fight infection. That's part of your immune system, et cetera, et cetera. Oh, and that's the end of it. So just a thought and some hints for what it should look like when you're doing your presentation. If you go on Brightspace, there should be an entire one on circulation done, and it shows you what it could be like. All right, thank you.